This is not just another reality TV comeback story, because what you are about to hear is not a scripted twist or a manufactured cliffhanger. It is a real production shutdown that happened in the middle of filming one of Hulu's most talked about reality series. And now, after weeks of silence, uncertainty, and legal tension, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is officially returning to production. But the real question is not just why it stopped. It is what really happened behind the scenes that forced everything to come to a sudden halt in the first place. Because this was not ordinary production delay. This was a situation involving real-life conflict, legal scrutiny, and emotional fallout spilling directly into the show's filming schedule. And when cameras stopped rolling, the drama did not. It only intensified off-screen. Reports confirm that production on Season 5 was abruptly paused in March 2026 after escalating tensions involving cast members and ongoing personal disputes. At the center of the situation were serious allegations tied to a volatile relationship between Taylor Frankie Paul and Dakota Mortensen. What began as on-screen storytelling soon turned into off-screen legal attention and public concern. Sources reported that production executives made the decision to pause filming after reviewing footage and assessing safety and legal risks. And once that decision was made, everything came to a standstill. No cameras, no interviews, no production updates, just silence from the set. But behind that silence, the situation was far from resolved. In fact, it was getting more complicated. Reports surfaced that law enforcement had been involved in reviewing past domestic conflict allegations connected to the cast. A previously circulated video showing a heated physical altercation became a major point of public discussion and internal concern. That footage reportedly played a role in the decision to halt production while investigations and legal matters were addressed. At the same time, custody disputes and restraining order discussions added another layer of complexity to an already fragile situation. Court proceedings continued while the show remained on pause, making it clear that this was no longer just reality television. It had become real-life legal drama unfolding in parallel with entertainment production. As weeks passed, fans began to question whether the show would even return. Some assumed cancellation was inevitable. Others believed the series would quietly restart after things cooled down. But insiders suggested that discussions were ongoing between production teams and network executives about how to move forward safely. And then, in a major update that shifted everything again, reports confirmed that legal developments changed the situation significantly. Taylor Frankie Paul was not charged in connection with the most recent allegations under review, which removed one of the biggest obstacles to continuing production. That single update triggered internal reassessments within the production company. Because once the legal risk level changed, so did the feasibility of resuming filming. According to reports, Hulu and production teams began planning a controlled restart of filming with adjusted guidelines and stricter monitoring of cast interactions. But the return would not be simple. Because even though legal pressure had eased, emotional tension among cast members had not disappeared. Several participants reportedly expressed hesitation about returning to set due to the intensity of recent events. Others were willing to continue, but only under carefully structured conditions. This created a divided environment within the cast itself, forcing producers to make difficult decisions about scheduling and storyline direction. Eventually, the decision was made. Production would resume, but not under the same circumstances as before, and not without changes. Insiders suggest that filming will now take place with additional oversight, limited interactions in certain scenarios, and possible adjustments to storylines depending on ongoing developments. This means that what viewers see in the upcoming episodes may not fully reflect the original direction of Season 5 before the shutdown. Instead, it may reflect a show adapting in real time to off-screen reality. And that is what makes this situation so different from typical reality television production issues. Because this is not just editing drama for entertainment. This is a production navigating active personal and legal situations involving its cast members. As news of the restart spread, public reaction was immediate and divided. Some viewers expressed excitement that the show was returning, eager to continue following the lives and conflicts that made it popular. Others questioned whether production should continue at all, given the seriousness of the real-life events involved. Online discussions reflected a growing debate about the boundaries of reality television and how far production companies should go when real legal and emotional issues are involved. Meanwhile, within the cast, tensions reportedly remain high, even as filming resumes. Some relationships are still strained, some conflicts are unresolved, and some participants are still dealing with the aftermath of legal and personal consequences that extend far beyond the show itself. Despite this, production is moving forward, signaling that the network believes there is still a viable path to continue the series. But the environment on set is expected to be significantly different from previous seasons. There is caution, there is awareness, and there is pressure to balance storytelling with responsibility. As Season 5 resumes filming, the biggest uncertainty is how much of what happens next will mirror real life versus structured production planning. Because when reality TV collides with real legal and emotional crises, the line between entertainment and reality becomes harder to define. And in this case, that line has already been crossed more than once. So as cameras start rolling again on the secret lives of Mormon wives, one thing is clear. This is no longer just another season of reality television. It is a production trying to continue in the middle of real-world consequences that are still unfolding. And that is what makes this comeback unlike anything the show has faced before. The story is not over. In fact, it may just be entering its most unpredictable chapter yet. To understand why this situation gains so much attention, you have to look at how reality television has evolved in recent years. Shows like this are no longer just edited entertainment pieces. They are built around real people whose personal relationships are filmed in real time and then broadcast to millions of viewers. That means when something goes wrong in real life, it does not stay private for long. It becomes part of the show's narrative, whether producers intend it or not. And that is exactly what made this case so difficult to manage. Every decision behind the scenes had to balance legal responsibility, emotional well-being of the cast, and audience expectations. Production teams reportedly had to reassess filming locations, security protocols, and even how cast members interacted during filming days. These are not small adjustments. They are major structural changes that affect how the entire show operates. At the same time, the network had to consider viewer engagement. Because despite all the controversy, the show remained highly discussed online during its hiatus. Clips, past episodes, and cast updates continued circulating on social media platforms, keeping public interest alive. This kind of sustained attention is one of the reasons the decision to resume production was even possible. From a business perspective, the demand was still there. But from a production perspective, the risks were also still present. That tension is what defines the current phase of the show. Moving forward, industry observers suggest that this case could become an example of how reality television handles real-world legal and emotional crises in the future. It raises important questions about responsibility, editing ethics, and participant protection. Because when cameras are rolling on real lives, the consequences extend far beyond entertainment value. As filming resumes, the audience will be watching closely not just for drama, but for signs of how the situation continues to evolve. Every scene, every interaction, and every storyline will now be viewed through the lens of what has already happened off-screen. And that changes everything about how the show is perceived. In many ways, Season 5 is no longer just another installment of a reality series. It has become a continuation of an unfolding real-life story that is still in progress. That is what makes this comeback so unpredictable. And that is why the attention surrounding it is not fading anytime soon. As production continues, fans and critics alike will be watching every update closely, trying to understand how real events will shape future episodes. The outcome of this season may also influence how other reality shows handle similar situations, potentially setting new standards for safety, ethics, and production responsibility across the entire entertainment industry moving forward in coming years ahead as audiences continue to debate the future of reality television storytelling worldwide in general today.